Hey, Coach Alex here. I'm here with Rocky, who is a three-time collegiate track and field runner for Fitchburg State, also a record holder for the 800 relay. Today we're going to go over his overhead squat and do some corrective exercises and patterns that we can help. So we'll start. I'll just get Rocky to create a T with his arms. So we'll get him in the overhead squat position. He's going to feed him the bar, he's going to extend his arms and bring him overhead. Going to get his feet sorted so they're just outside shoulder width, and obviously feet just slightly turned out. Break from hips and sit back and go through a couple of repetitions. We'll have a look. So just from the first couple we can tell that obviously his range is quite short and not ideal. So we're just going to break it down from the sagittal plane. So Rocky, could you face that way? And just go through a couple more repetitions, mate. So his range, his hips are getting just below parallel. Ideally, you'd like to have a little bit more hip range and drop all the way down. So you can see as you do a couple more, mate, good. So you can see as he's coming down, his shoulders are coming forward and the bar is losing its vertical line and it's coming in front of him. So that's one thing, and just hold it there. So that's one thing we could work on is some myofascial release through his pec minor, which could be pinching onto his shoulder and bringing it forward, as well as some shoulder mobility exercises via some resistance bands. Another thing, can you do a couple more? Another thing that could be pulling your shoulders forward is his scapula. So we could work on some scapular retraction exercises as well as mobility exercises for scapula, such as scap push-ups or some banded scapular pulls. And for the next one, okay, we'll get you to do a couple more and just hold down the bottom of the squat. Just hold there. So as you can see, he's very far forward, which again was the shoulders, but his thoracic spine is actually flexed as well as his lumbar is given out. He's lost that natural concavity in his lumbar spine. So his pelvis is actually tucked under. So this could be this could be fixed through some thoracic spine mobility exercises, some thoracic extension mobility as well as rotative, and you could do some myofascial release through his erector spinae. And go one more time, just drop down the bottom. Now as far as his lumbar goes, to try and get that natural concavity back in his lumbar spine, we could do some myofascial release through his piriformis, glute med and TFL just to release tension around his pelvis, as well as some mobility exercises that actually lengthen his psoas and hip flexors, and perhaps his posterior chain as well. So some obviously hamstring exercises and stretches to lengthen and mobilise his hips and free him up a little bit more. And do a couple more, and we'll see if we can point out anything else there. So one thing that might be limiting his range could be some ankle mobility. So a good test for that is we can elevate his heels. So just lift your feet up, mate. That's it. So just by elevating his calcaneus, we'll see if he could use some ankle mobility exercise. So do a couple more. So already just from this corrective exercise, we can see he's getting a little bit more range of motion here, which means that he could use some ankle mobility exercises that create a little bit more dorsiflexion, as well as maybe some myofascial release through his soleus, gastrocnemius, and probably his tibialis anterior too, just to release some tension through his ankles. Just do a couple more. So by doing this, it's just creating a plantar flexion, so he doesn't rely on so much dorsiflexion, which obviously he needs to lack. That's good. So that's going to be the video today.